All right, good morning, cyber traders. Happy Thursday, everybody. Almost at the end of the week and getting a really, really nice, good run on a couple of good stocks. Swing trading has been phenomenal. Day trading has been okay, but not as good as the swing trades. We're going to talk a lot about them. I do want to good morning to you, Lita, Brian, everyone, Lawrence, everybody in the trading floor. Everyone, welcome on social media. By the way, the LCID. For everyone that was here, I want to blow the stock up here really quick for you. I want to bring this up. So I don't know who here did the swing trade on it, but I mean, we were talking about this for the past month. And I said LCID looked awfully cheap. And you can see right here, this 210, it wasn't really going any lower than this. This stock got decimated. When I go back all the way back, you can see the stock was all the way up here, back up in the 50s and 60s. But I said, you know what? It's been hovering here for a long, long time. And I don't know. I think when we saw it drop right around here, around 2, I think it was the price that we saw it. And they didn't want to go any lower. It was a major support level right around here. I said, this is basically the kryptonite right here. So everyone should have got in somewhere around 210, 212, right around here. It was literally at the beginning of this month. Okay. Well, you saw what happened today, right? News came out on LCID that Uber is going to be doing with the autonomous driving or something like that. Now, look what the stock did. Huge pop. I didn't buy that many shares of it. I only bought like 2,000 shares of the stock. But I am you can see I'm up by 2,400 on that trade. So I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't really, there's only so many positions you could own, right? I'm not this type of person who's going to own 50 positions because you can't monitor them all. But I did throw some, what they say, we throw some shit on the wall, see if it sticks. And this is just plain old luck. Okay. I have to admit, it is lucky being in the position. I thought I was doing great when it got up to about 230, 240, right around here, but did not see this coming. This is what the big thing is, and I think Charlene has said the same thing. They were losing like $200,000 per car. I don't understand that. The car it's actually a beautiful car. There's actually a dealership not too far from my house, but I don't know how they're gonna use those kind of cars because they are a little bit more on the higher end car that they had. But it is a pretty car, and I did see a lot of them on the road. So anyway, I want to show you level 4 here really quick. Here is what we focus on right here. You see that big iceberg order there at $2? So he's been out there forever. When he got that 230 got done, it just blew right by it. So let's listen. This is some really, really big news. This could really pull LCID out. The problem with LCID, which a lot of you probably know, it trades a ridiculous amount of shares. Okay. You could trade 10, 20,000 shares of the stock and it's still a penny spread. 123 million shares already traded. It's not even until it's just a little past 9 o'clock. But if you did get on the swing trade on that trade, hopefully you guys did pretty well on it. It still looks pretty strong. Fausto flag is being built up right there. So still a very, very nice stock right there. It's the biggest percentage volume leader right now. It's not the biggest percentage gainer. This is the biggest percentage gainer right here. Unfortunately for this stock, it is extremely volatile. Spreads real ugly. It is a category 5. I don't care how much it's up because it was up actually even more than that. News on this was unbelievable. There's another stock being lucky. Stock $5 ran to 60. Another being at the right place, the right time. But there are the stocks out there we want to take a look at. But before we do that, just want to talk about what happened as of yesterday. There were a shitload of stocks that were trading yesterday that did phenomenal. So if you were not here Wednesday, let me go back and show you what you missed. So get you excited while you're here today. Rigetti, RGD, Rigetti was a great one. RGTI. Rigetti was just a great mover up. It was on the watch list yesterday. We were trading, looking at it. Stock moved up beautifully. Nice Fausto flag right around 11 o'clock. Stock went from 15 to 16. Nice little mover on that one. What else we had that did great? SBET, another stock continuing as a great swing trade. I mean, this stock, we saw it went up to 120, came back down, screaming buy. I sound like a canary, a repeating canary, but 11, 12. I mean, the stock, it's up 40. it just doesn't stop. Okay. SBET was on the watch list. I'm putting that back on the watch list again. SBET. Okay. Just going up a very nice, steady moving stock right there. So many of them are up there. Archer finally breaking out a little bit. I said if it got past this price right around $11, $11.50, which it did, now it looks like it's going to its resistance levels around 11, right around here around the 12.50. It's almost there. Tested a little bit. Check the iceberg orders. Looks phenomenal. But the one that really teed this off was Joby. Okay. Another aviation drone stock. Okay. That one has been a great, great swing trade. The Joby, JBOY. Oops. Sorry, spelled it wrong. JOBY right there. This thing started around $10, up at 16. I averaged up on Joby. I own, Archer forever, but Joby was really going up. JOBY. By the way, I was watching TV this morning and I took a picture. Hold on. Let me check this out. There was another aviation stock that's out there. Look, I'll show you. If you watch it on social media, everybody see it right there? So I took a picture of this stock, and if you notice, it had its symbol up there. I just want to look it up. XTIA. Oops, typed in the wrong window. Probably a penny stock. XTIA. Another drone stock. Not terrible. I want to keep an eye on this, okay? Because another drone stock. It's on the B list. Put it over here. XTIA. I remember we did trade the stock not too long ago. You remember back in June, it did run up to about $5. But when they're doing commercials like that, something very interested to see. All right, a couple other stocks out here that did make some big moves. I want to bring them up. What else? I mean, there's a shitload of them too. Yeah, Archer, Joby, UPXI. Another one back on the watch list. Looks like it's going to probably test the resistance levels around 10. UPXI. Another one. Spread's a little ugly right now, but we all know how to trade those. APM, you guys missed yesterday. Another stock, $1.50, shot up all the way to $3.50, $4. Another great winner. What else that we had that ran pretty well yesterday? Just a couple of more right here. I just want to touch upon them. Yeah, this one, SRM. That one was another really good mover. And is it moving again today? Is it continue? Oops, no, that was from yesterday. That one did really well. What else we had? Two more. YHC and RCAT, which was another drone stock. So anyway, that was the watch list. And you know that when you are subscribed to our alert service, just want to bring this up here. We post that up at the end of the day. So if you want to go back and review them, when you're done, make sure you're subscribed to our Telegram, which, by the way, Rich, could you post up that link so people can subscribe to it? Our Twitter, and also on our alerts, you get it when you're accessing our trading floor. All right. So those are things that you missed. Now let's go over what's moving on today. But before we do that, a couple of the quick announcements. Today is going to be open house. So me and Josh are going to be broadcasting live. We're not going to go anywhere in the trading floor, so don't go anywhere. We only do this once a week. And then we're going to have our live trading that we're going to do at 12 o'clock, open house. So if you want to stick around, you want to see how we trade the markets and how we find these stocks, definitely stick around for that. But in the meantime, let's go look on. We'll see what's going on for today. By the way, this is an ETF right here, which, by the way, I never saw an ETF like that. Man, that thing was up. That's a big one right there. We're not going to trade that one. LCID is the one we're going to be trading. All right. So a couple other ones I want to put on the watch list is BSLK. Another nice little move right there on that stock right there. Nice push, nice spread, up 82%. The stock, we could remember here, one day it ran from 5 to 25. So we know that stock moves pretty nicely. This one got destroyed on an uptrend a little bit, but it's kind of trending down. Put this on the B list. XXII. We traded the stock before. That one's up 63%. This one's up 51%. Look at all these stocks that got destroyed. $20. Now the stock is up to about $1.30, pushing up. Love bottom fishing. That one's going on the list. This one just came out of nowhere. ABVE. This was another one we traded a couple of days ago. It was at 60 cents, at the $4, moving up again. ABVE. That one's going on the watch list. What's this one? Or you know about that one. I'm sorry about that one. Just showed up. Open was another one from yesterday too. I forgot to mention that one. And Open, like I said, these day trades, this is how they turn into swing trades. Okay. The stock was 50 cents. Look where it is now. It's up at $2. Yesterday, if you just chased it at $1.25 into a swing trade, you're doing great on that one too. These all are swing trades. They were day trades and swing trades. SPRT got hammered. It got, obviously, good news came out on it yesterday. Could it be a gap fill? Puts on the B list. SRPT. Let me tell you, for a summertime, this has been a very unusual big list. We don't usually get lists this big, in the fall. This is when we get them. Not in the summertime. Usually we get like 4 or 5. My God, we got like 10, 15. It's just like nonstop. This one, good spread, good movement, good trend, great volume. BTCB, we'll put that on there. Okay, all right, let's go check out some losers. Game, we did great with Game. Went up really fast. Now we know why it's on the losers list, right? Whatever shows up on the gainers will show up on the losers. New York Stock Exchange. OPAD was another one that did really well yesterday, but on the slow side. SOAR, not really that much action. New York usually don't really get that much. It's always the NASDAQ. All right. Good list as always. Look how big that list is, everyone. We're going to post this on our social media. Remember, it's going to be on your alert service. Make sure you had subscribed to it so you get them on your phone if you're not around. We're going to post it on our Telegram, and we're going to post it on our X. And then don't forget, we're going to be broadcasting live if you're on social media this whole day, me and Josh. All right, guys? Before we go, any questions? Anything we're missing? There's that link for you. Some of you want to register for that on Telegram. All right, let's get ready for the market opened up. We got about 15 minutes. We're going to take a 15-minute break. Go hit the restrooms. Go fill up your coffee. We'll be right back. All right, guys, good luck today. Let's hopefully have a good one like today, like yesterday. Happy trading, everyone. We'll be right back.
All right, traders, we are here. Welcome aboard. Fausto, great to have you here.
Hey, good to see you, Josh. Good morning to you, and good morning,
Go.
Cyber
Give me a
Traders.
quick sec. All right, both muted. There we go. We good. All right, Fausto, you're a little dark there.
And you know what it is, Italian skin.
No, I was gonna say the lighting a little off, but yeah, I can
Oh,
say that too.
oh, there we go. Does that help?
Yeah, there we go.
There
We
we
good.
go. Let me get some more lighting in here.
All right, so I'll tell you what. Listen, you had to be here yesterday. You always got to be here to follow our call outs, right? But
Uh-huh.
yesterday in the afternoon, we were pointing out Archer had good level from even a couple of days back at like 1125. It launched yesterday. It was a nice move. Obviously, that's just more of a swing trade call out for now. But Jobby, Archer, there's a lot moving today on our list.
There was a lot. And by the way, that LCID was a great swing trade. You know what I mean? But that's just pure luck. I got out of it in pre-market. It started trending down right around like 9:15. You could see that. And just to kind of let everybody know, and some of you phase 3 students here know this, when you have something that goes up that fast in that short period of time, and not being expected, you just want to take the money and run. You can always buy it back. It's just like what happened with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, same thing, Josh. I didn't expect that news to come out with China. You know what I mean? I got out of it. And I'm really like in the same place. Like right now, it's trading right around 82. I got around 81.70. It did have a nice pop at 83.60, but still, you know what I mean? Like when you get those big run-ups like that, there's always going to be profit taking. You got to get the consolidation, and that's when you want to get in.
No, indeed, absolutely. I'll tell you what, also, just as we're in the first 5 minutes, actually just came back to my mind here. I want to give a special shout out, Fausto, to one of our diamond students, Mario. He's in our trading room pretty much every day. You see him each and every morning there under Marush or Mario, either way. So he's been killing it over the last few years, but he just sent me over a really nice email last night. Long story short, basically, he just wanted to extend his thanks and appreciation to you, myself, Rich, he just nailed this trade on SBET. He was in from July 9th at like $17 or so. And he sold yesterday at like 38. Crazy move, right?
Wow, you know what? And it's starting to trend down a little bit right now. But yeah, SBET was just like, regarding about that SBET, and by the way, congratulations. And that's not going to be a first, and it's not going to be a last. Okay. But that stock, like it just constantly kept moving over and over again. It was like Jobby. Jobby, it's like, oh, I missed it yesterday, missed it today, tomorrow. Listen, that thing's been moving for the past, 7 days, just like SBET. And, I'm glad that you got a piece of it because everyone that's here in the trading floor, you see that happens all the time. That's how these day trades turns into swing trades.
Indeed, absolutely. I'll tell you what, even it wasn't on the main list for this morning, but Jobby's on it. So we're kind of tagging this with Jobby and like Archer, but Arcat, that just keeps going up even more now. Another pop for that one.
Yeah, Arcat.
I wanted a pullback on that trade. I don't think I'll be getting that just yet this morning.
Did Archer back off too? No, it's still going up a little bit. There's a gentleman on Facebook, Loom, is asking us a question, Josh. Please, could you tell us what you think about the Tycon platform?
About Tycoon platform, about the scanner. I'm unfamiliar. I could take a look actually coming up just once we have a little slow time in the market here, at least Loom. We definitely invite you to join us inside our live trading room because we're not only streaming each morning like this. Actually, we do this Fausto, like once a week here, like the morning
Once a
opening
week.
bell. But otherwise, each and every day in our room, right? We're always there. So coming up, I'll probably chat GPT it and I'll tell you a little bit about it myself. We just came off a beautiful video that we did on Trading View. If you're familiar with that, Loom, on Trading View, that's on our YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. Yeah, space moving there. Fausto pointing out there in the chat. It's a nice one.
Yeah, it just made number 3 on the New York Stock Exchange. Even though it's not on our watch list, you could see that really it didn't it came out of nowhere. So that one's moving up pretty decently right there too.
Definitely. Today, I knew I wasn't going to be trading as much. Just I had my hands tied with a few things, as you know. So that's just part of being a trader, right? You can't like try and multitask. So if you're not trading like too much on a given day, that's all right. If stocks go up without you, that's perfectly fine. Today's not the last day the market's going to be open.
Nope. And I can guarantee something. And I know everyone says you don't like guarantees, but I will guarantee only two things in life: you will die one day, and the stock market's not going out of business. And
I'm
it will
surprised you didn't
still
put the
be here when you
nuclears on
die.
the watch list.
But
Awesome.
RX is also doing on the good swing trade. I know if anyone here jumped on RX, but RX is just made an HOD. You're hearing all the stuff that's going on with military gold, the Golden Dome and all that good stuff. RTX has been a really big, strong. All the NATO coming up with 5%, buying all U.S. stuff. I know that Trump did a deal with Indonesia, something like that, where Boeing, they're going to sell like 50 planes to them. I wonder if he's getting a commission out of this stuff. He's like the number one. I don't know if he's a salesman for them or what, but like, it's funny.
There's always money to be made, right?
Yeah.
There's always deals under the table.
Well, listen, he went to Saudi Arabia, right? He was pitching all this crazy stuff regarding about, them, and he made him buy new planes and Boeings and military. I mean, like, talking about, America's number one salesman. Holy cow. Which is not a bad thing of being a salesman. I mean, everyone gets offended by a salesman, but like, this is not like something where Congress is passing and whatever. I mean, he's actually selling this stuff. But you got to take everything with a grain of salt. By the way, Hood is also pushing up again. Wow, so almost
Got a lot of things
104.
going up right now, Fausto. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even want to call all of it out because it's just gonna be overwhelming. There's a lot moving up right now. So
You know what's crazy, Josh? When you look at some of these stocks that we've been trading, if you did the swing trades on them, and we only knew about them because of the day trades, they're all up about 100, 200% in the past 3 months. So think about your portfolio. If you had $100,000 portfolio, let's just say, you're talking about, I don't know, probably, you made 200, 300,000, you know what I mean? Any one of these stocks, even if it was Nvidia or anything, Amazon, all of them, they all did great. Oracle, another one.
Oracle blew it out the water. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you're talking about like in April. I mean, Oracle is 120. It's at 240. Boeing. I mean, all of them.
The Lucid trade just kind of hanging here, even if it does go back down, like you said before, it moved up so much in pre-market. So, there might be even room for another swing entry on it later on today or tomorrow, right? All the way back down there again. Who knows?
We got a halt on XXII.
Oh, that's a nice one. Familiar name. Rocket Lab is just going crazy. Another big pop for RKLB. A little more volatile, but like I said, there's a lot going up this morning, it seems.
Well, we're now officially past the first 5 minutes, so we know we don't want to trade then. And now we're starting to see getting all the shakes and bakes and everything else. But now things starting to pick up their
Watch
momentum.
Talladega Nights recently?
What's that?
You watched Talladega Nights recently?
The movie?
You just said shake and bake. That's the famous
bake.
catchphrase from Talladega Nights.
You had me in a loop right there to know what you were talking about. But like, yeah, I think
it just clicked in my head. I'm like, wait, you just said shake
No?
and bake. Like, what are you, Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby?
Yeah, Ricky Bobby. That was a great movie.
No, but there's a couple movers though. Like again, like let's call out some like you did with XXII. That was a good one. Grant calling out QS. That was a nice push from this week. It just keeps going.
This is a very expensive stock, but it could be a really good short. ELV is not really doing well at all.
Yeah, that's a nice
And
one.
the reason I like this stock, Josh, is because it's $300. So you know what I mean. You know what that means. It could still go down 300 points.
Yeah. How much lower could it go?
Yeah. So this thing is from 400 down to 300.
All right. So I've caught my breath a bit here. I told you I had my hands tied at first, and I'm still going to be a little more passive today, but I've got myself settled. So APLD is another like stock popping a little bit. Nothing as big as like the XXII or QS, but that's like a nice tradable AI stock.
Yeah, QS has just been an animal. This thing has not stopped.
Yep. And Genevieve, one of her students here in our trading room, Fausto, she said, the name of QS is Quantum Skate, quantum. but I thought this whole time they were quantum. She actually said that they're not so much quantum, there's something else. I forgot exactly what she said, but that kind of explains why it didn't go up so much with like Rigetti and QBTS and all of those, right?
Right. Just checking my thing here.
Batteries, that's it, Carlos. Good memory, my friend.
A battery company.
There we go.
Well, it's got some big resistance back in 2023, just right below 14. So I'll be very focused on that orders. By the way, I just noticed, did you get a haircut?
I was waiting for you to say, yeah. All right, so 10 minutes in, not too long. Yeah, I decided it's getting really hot out here in Florida. So,
Oh
I
my
had some pretty
God.
long hair. I was like, you know what? Screw it.
You've been
Like,
going
if
to
I
the
don't like it, I'll grow
military.
it back in a couple months. Big deal, you know? If I
The
don't like
mil-
it, I'll be good for the Trader Summit.
come back by then.
Yeah, easily, easily.
You got great hair though.
I appreciate it. No, I've had a buzz cut like growing up. Actually, as a younger Josh, I had a buzz cut.
Oh my God.
These are my blue light blocking glasses. Actually, if you see, so I'll wear these when I'm off camera at least. But
By the way, I've just I brought up the XXII and I just noticed, I'm like, holy crap, this stock had like a gazillion stock splits. That's why it sounded so familiar.
yeah.
If you go back like in how far, I can't even go back that. Oh my God, I can't even go back that far. I think this stock takes the ultimate stock split.
Oh,
In
probably it was
2021, like
like
$4
4
million.
million or something. That's crazy. I still feel a little verklempt here. So there's a lot of things moving, like we just brought up nuclear, like the SMR. That kind of looks like a Fausto flag. Just been shaking here the first 15 minutes, but it looks pretty strong.
Space is doing a little shake right now. SMR with the you know, it's so funny. Did everyone watch listen yesterday in my podcast? I had a guy, Greg Groove, the guy's at the newsletter. I mean, we went way more than the time that I wanted to, but what a great conversation to learn a little bit more about him. I mean, like, honestly, Josh, I was actually just trying to gain a coaching class with him, like how we do it.
You're saying
Like,
Elliot, right?
yeah. So I was just talking just a little bit about, telling him I'm stupid, know nothing about oil and gas. You know everything. Could you teach me a little bit about it? We were talking about, who's OPEC? What do they do? What's their influence? How's oil get the prices go? How these companies make money and everything. It was a great interview. So if you guys get a chance, definitely watch the highlights of it and definitely watch a full episode. I think you'll learn a lot. And you should know a little bit about all the industries. Bill Aaron says Jobby's going to make an all-time high.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Go Jobby. Well, almost all-time highs. 17 was pre-market highs. 1720. But don't worry, I got my eye on that, Bill. Are you in it also? I averaged up yesterday more.
I'll tell you with our YouTube though, so we're gonna put those like little clips up, the shorter ones, but then we're also gonna post like a 5-8 minute or so clip. So give you a little bit more of a chunk of that conversation if you're joining us on YouTube. So definitely stay tuned for that. Probably today, tomorrow, we'll have that up for you.
Yeah, definitely make an effort to watch those movies. Watch those. That was actually a really cool interview. I learned a lot that I didn't know anything about oil. I think it's just when you think you know enough, you really don't know. Really know nothing, I would say.
The Archer trade, if it stays over a little support here, I think it's going to break higher.
SMR, nuclear power plant broke all-time high. SMR.
Yep.
I'm so pissed. I sold that. You know what it is? There's so many stocks. I had to sell them to buy other ones that are moving. And I guess everyone here has been there and done that. It's like, I wish I still had this one and that one. Someone told me, Josh, a while ago, a very valuable lesson. I had a 911, 1998 911. Loved that car to death. And it was the last year of that cool little body. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And I owned it. I sold it for like 27,000 back in like 93, and I always wanted to keep it. And now the car's worth like over 100. And I'm like, I wish I kept that car and this and that. And a guy at the car business told me a very valuable lesson. He goes, you know what? You know why you didn't sell it? You know why you did sell it? Because you had to buy something else. And look where you are today. You probably never bought your house. You never bought that car led you to buy this. He goes, if you still had that, you have your money tied up and did something else. So don't ever feel bad that you had something that was worth a lot. Because you obviously you need that money to you need money to make money. All right. So you use that money for something else. And that's basically what happened.
I think as traders, we always like think like, oh, we're gonna like flip our money to this. Oh, we're gonna make the perfect trade there. We're gonna make mistakes, like just within the trades we make. And then sometimes we'll get out on one and make our money. And you know what? Maybe we should have stayed in it because it kept going up even faster than the one I'm in now. But you know what? As long as you're content with the profit that you're making already, you got a smile on your face at the end of the day. You got a big, beautiful family to be a part of and take care of. Like you got a nice house, roof under you or a roof above you. That's what
Mhm.
matters. So try not to beat yourself up too much with this trading.
Bill Irons keeps texting me. It's at all-time high now. Almost. It just skimmed it. No, it just skimmed it. It just
Archer
skimmed
just
it.
broke that higher high right there from
It's
more
really
regular hours.
just be very careful. That stock scares me. That's like a double diamond. How it's going up the way it is. So I'm like, I got like 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door to get out of that stock. But the
Which one?
SMR is really moving up really nicely.
Which one were you
They
just saying
paid the
that though
pop,
to?
by the way. I was talking about the consolidation on it. I don't know if anyone here caught it. That's a cheap little stock. It's got a lot of resistance levels around there 4, but Space did a really nice move. Is there news on it, Rich? Could you check? The news on that. Yeah, LCD is. I don't know, Josh. What do you think? I think it's kind of. Is it consolidating here? You think now?
It's right at the highs. This looks pretty good. Just this is where on the long-term graph, it hasn't really been a great swing trade at all. So I feel like it might take time to prove itself to us, like to build that support over time, which means maybe tomorrow it drops, maybe next week, who knows? But like it's a great, it's great news that came out. They partnered with Uber on the Robotaxis. Uh,
How do they do that? Because it's not a cheap car. It's not like Tesla. I mean, you could buy it's a 40, 30, 40,000, $50,000 car. I mean, a car is an expensive car.
Maybe Uber is going to take, and I'm just shooting from the hip here, but maybe Uber is going to take a big stake in Lucid. I don't know because I think one of our students said they're losing like $200,000 per vehicle. Charlene said that. Uh, maybe Uber has the funds to keep them going. They buy them out a little bit or put a big stake in them, and eventually collect the revenue. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Uber's on a downtrend lately. It's at 90, a big support. Listen, Uber's got a big problem. You know what I mean? I mean, they got their money in a couple of different things. Uber Eats and stuff like that. But I think the problem that Tesla is, they're getting into the autonomous driving. I mean, you can now in Austin you can get a Tesla pick you up for $4.20. I mean, how do you beat that? You know what it is. You come over here to New York and you go see your parents. It would, of course, you take an Uber or a Lyft from LaGuardia to Syosset.
Yeah. You want to
Yeah,
know? All right.
yeah,
So
I
it's
know.
about like $90, I would say, to
Right,
get
costs you as much as the flight.
about
Right?
$90 to get to the airport. If you're going from Long Island to the airport, it's about like 120, maybe 150 if you're going from airport to Long Island.
Depending on the time of the day, too. I mean, if it's like
Yeah.
you leave
I'm,
at
I'm giving you rush hour. I'm giving you 6 o'clock. It's about 150.
yeah, well, the next time don't leave at 6. Uh,
Here, give me a sec. I'm just going to post an alert actually just for all of our members on our Telegram inside our live trading room also just with Lucid, the LCID trade.
yeah, Rich, when you and also when you post some Nasdaq book view, total views, because we're going to be doing a lot of events today on for everyone here at 12 o'clock. We're going to be live teaching you how to trade these markets and how we use these. So it'd be nice whoever's watching on Telegram or X or we'll be able to kind of look at those big iceberg orders on there too. Just circle them.
Yeah. All right. We got another big iceberg. Check this out on the QS trade. This just popped up right now. Got a couple of big buyers just popping up here, a little stack.
There's a lot moving today. It's another one. OPAD's moving.
Yeah, that was from OOPAD. I'm sorry. That's not even dyslexia. That's my speed. That's my hearing. You said open. OPAD.
OPAD.
The one you said yesterday, OPEN. That was a nice pre-market move this morning.
Open. Yep.
I thought you said that one at first.
Yeah. Well, we dropped that like a cheap date. We don't trust anything. Yeah, that's, I said this before, I'll say it again. That's the only big, bad disadvantage about being a day trader is we don't trust anything. And we've seen how some of these stocks, like, damn, I had NVIDIA at like $50, or I had Palantir at 60, it's at 150. It's like the Porsche story, you know what I mean? Like, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but how many stocks did we own when we go back to it? Like, oh my God, I had that stack at 100. It's at $10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to
Take
hit.
your eyes off it for a little while, and then all of a sudden it just collapses without you looking.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we're very short-lived. And Rich, when you post that LCD, circle it with so they could see what we're looking at. You know what I mean? Maybe give. Oh, you did. Okay, you got it in blue. I can't really see if you could do it in red. I didn't see it until I opened it up. Yeah, Archer's moving up pretty nicely. Hopefully, it's a new next jobby. It just broke that resistance levels.
Just asking right now, did anyone jump in from yesterday when we were calling it out from around that 1120, 1125 area? I know a few of us have been in even from like before that, of course. Fausto was on this from like end of last year. We were killing it on this trade off his call outs. And Kevin, there you go. Oh, that's right, Kevin. Yeah, we were talking about that on our coaching yesterday. That's right. Jim also, nice. Jim, one of our trial members here, testing our room out for the week, Fausto. Jim, I hope you're enjoying your time with us alongside a few more of us testing us here. What else we got today?
Yeah, Jim. Hopefully we were watching the videos that we posted out there on that we gave you how to use some of the workshops and stuff like that. Enjoy your trial. Glad to be here. Just remember, Jim, this is a trading room, not a teaching room. We don't tell anybody what to buy and sell. We're just taking out fishing. Okay. So we're just showing where the stocks are. So don't mind if we're bouncing around a lot. There's a few hundred people in the trading room floor, and not everyone's getting on certain stocks. So, they know what to look for. We're just giving them ideas where to look. Archer's looking really, really strong. Was all-time high is 1392.
And hey, you know what? Like Fausto just said a second ago, if you miss out on the Archer and you didn't get in from yesterday, you didn't get in from last week, last month, whatever it is, there's plenty of other Archers coming up this week. There's a few trades I have my eye on for a potential swing. So we'll let you know over time here.
So this morning, Josh, we're talking about all these drone stocks that are moving, obviously getting good a lot of publicity, this and that. I took a picture and I was drinking my coffee, catching up on some current events and stuff like that. What's going on for today? And I see this commercial. You always see these commercials come out, and they always have their 4-letter symbol. And they saw the drone on this XTIA, and I'm like drone stock. I'm like, okay, let's go see what the story with this one is. I mean, it's not moving right now too crazy, but like it's still, when other things are moving in the industry, and what's moving, like after seeing what's happening with Jobby and seeing what's happening with, with Archer, and seeing with the war in Ukraine and the bombs and, Iran and stuff, it's a big business. You know what I mean? So I was watching the commercial. I'm like, I don't know, maybe this could be one. I don't know.
No, it's interesting because it's up 5% right now. And hey, as long as we we teach this in our classes, and as long as as a student, hey, it needs to have a good spread. You want it to have good volume, but it's all worth the while because, like you just said, if it's in the same business, maybe they have good news coming out soon.
I'll buy a small amount. Hold on. I'm logging in right now on my swing account.
I do want to see RCAT specifically pull back because yesterday we were saying like we wanted to try and hold support for a day or two. The thing just kept popping this morning. So let it pull back. It's nice if that drops today or tomorrow. That's fine. Now, if that happens, maybe Archer retraces with it. Who knows? So just be careful in that regard if you're jumping in today on the Archer. Yeah, that was a pretty decent day trade move there too on Archer just before. And
I got my cat sitting over here waiting for a treat, Josh.
What was that?
I got my cat because it was standing right here, Chloe, just waiting. No, you can't. We want one now. He's looking for a treat.
That's funny.
Sometimes he jump on my desk and just start stepping. Once he cost me a fortune. He stepped on my keyboard and my hotkeys, made me buy a stock that I didn't want to buy.
Yeah, no. I was going to say, you might need to include that into the cyber clock. It's like 9:56. Oh, it's like treat o'clock.
Yeah, it's just
pretty interesting right now on the Jobby trade. This just happened a moment ago. Had this big iceberg on the buy side at 1690, about like 190,000. It got hit, but it bounced back up pretty quickly. So you need to see this continue to make higher highs. If this wants to go up more, let it prove it to you. That was pretty cool to see just there.
Oh, see what I'm saying? Look, you just jumped on my desk. Okay?
Yeah.
Chloe, say hello. You're live.
Hey, Chloe. You want to trade with us?
Yeah, no, she wants a treat. That's right here. She loves these things.
You give Chloe free access.
Right here. Yeah. Now, leave me alone. Yeah, I'm working.
Bella says that she heard the meow in the background there. That's funny. Just real quick, just so a couple of private chats come in. So just as soon as we jump off the mic, I'm going to have the chance to write back to you there. So just a couple of our new gold students. I'm going to write you back there. No problem for tomorrow. Tesla, I got to say, was a really good swing move the other day, or like from like last week, even a week and a half ago. It was at 295. Got crashed that day. Listen, we were thinking about it, right? Like eventually you want to see it take time to build support. And it shot back up pretty quick. It was good for about 10%, 15% maybe it was. Lady saying that your cat's a beauty there.
Everyone decides to harass me right at 10 o'clock. I don't know what it is.
I have one of our students swing trading the Rigetti right now, and he's been killing it on it, Kevin. It's going back up right now. Started the morning off, I guess, technically a little down, but our GTIs might be trying to make a move soon.
Rigetti?
Yeah, wiped out the loss from the overnight drop. So I'm just thinking like from our side list. What else? Anything else good here so far? I see a couple of new ones popping up. Let's see what the charts look like.
Jobby's looking really good.
This one's popping pretty nice, at least. So keep it on Jobby, Rich, but we're going to just type this one in the chat. SOAR, SOAR. It's trying to break above pre-market levels, so that's pretty interesting.
Here it goes. And you know what's funny? Is there any news out on him? Is there any news on Jobby, like to be up to as much as it's up?
I'm going to take a look right now for you just to see on Jobby and Archer both.
I mean, other than what I'm seeing, what I'm watching on TV and stuff like that, but on Jobbies, I mean, other than we looked at the news that they're very well funded.
So Jobby announced yesterday or the last night or 2 nights ago or yesterday morning, either way, that they're expanding its manufacturing capacity in California and Ohio and is adding aircraft to its fleet.
That's old news. I saw that.
Yeah, that was from yesterday morning or Monday night. That's the latest headline that I see.
I know they signed a deal with Delta, Yep. BBAI, it's got a huge resistance at 8.
Maybe just good retail sentiment on the trades, or maybe someone knows something ahead of time and something's going to be announced soon. You never know, right?
Absolutely. By the way, Oracle is freaking flying.
It's crazy. I mean, Larry Ellison is very closely tied to Elon. He's a major investor in Twitter. Did you know that?
You know what? He's so funny about that guy. The only thing I know about him, he loves racing boats, sailboats. But other than that, he's very quiet. He's not like an Elon Musk. He doesn't tweet, like that was a great. I sold that damn stock. I had to buy something else. I got out right around 220. I was close to buying it back. You know what it is? It's a $250 stock. Sometimes you want to buy something else. You can't buy that much of it. Like if you want to buy 1,000 shares of Archer, you want to buy 1,000 shares of Oracle. You know what I mean?
So this is a real conversation right here between Larry Ellison and Elon Musk, and when it came to buying Twitter, this was from years and years and years ago. But and Elon's gone on the record in a recent interview actually saying that Larry Ellison is one of the smartest people that he's ever met.
Who said
So
that? Elon Musk said that?
yeah, Musk said that about Larry.
Yeah. The cat's still harassing me. Wants more treats. Yeah. Come on. I got to work.
Man, there is a lot moving right now. I mean, a lot of the AI trades that we've been following recently, rich on PDYN, that's an AI stock. Lead on BBAI, obviously.
Well, if anyone, I talk to a lot of students here, and some people are just anti-TV. Like, I don't watch TV anymore. I don't trust it. Listen, it's advertisement. You know what I mean? If they're talking about it and keep talking the same thing, I mean, I know some people believe in the fake news and whatever, but listen, in finance, they're not, whatever's moving, they're going to talk about it. It's a totally different type of, news that we're looking for. So like you just said, like I was watching Josh, I was just watching this morning, they're talking about AI, talking about, I was talking to this guy, the guy, which one called, Elliot yesterday. And we were talking about oil and gas. We were talking about energy, and we were talking about he brought up something really funny. He's like, when you think when Biden was elected, that oil companies would get crushed, they actually went up, and how they're like renewable energy and stuff like that. He's like, no, he's like, sometimes you need that energy to make that energy, and you never really thought about that, but that's why it's nice to listen to those podcasts to kind of understand, are these industries going to do well? Are they not going to do well?
It's definitely good to speak and just, even if you have friends, colleagues that you could just talk to over time that are experienced in a specific sector. You never need to be a jack of all trades. You need to be a master of one craft. So, that's what makes you a great, day trader. You follow a strategy step by step. So there are people that do that for oil. There are people that do that for gold, which of course Grant is our resident gold expert here. But it's always good hearing from fellow traders to get different perspective, right?
Well, listen, I tell you, one thing that I learned just a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of brought it up several times. I'm going to say it again. A lot of people know here I have a home living channel. I do it for fun, cooking, gardening. Deal with backyard chickens, and I even got into my son wanted to get into the chicken business. It's called gethens.com, and where we come put the coops in there and do the maintenance. He wanted to get into because it's a big business after the whole egg crisis. And the first thing they tell everyone tells me is this: I want eggs, but I don't, but I don't want a rooster. And I'm like, you don't have to have a rooster. And they're like, well, that has a chicken going to lay an egg. I'm like, I don't know. How does a woman, have a baby? It's the same thing. It's a female. You know what I mean? Unless it's got to be fertilized by a male if you want to have babies. It's just dropping an egg. It's not fertilized. Chickens lay eggs. So they're like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like you said, unless you talk to an expert, that's why a lot of people probably never wanted them.
And plus, we're all raised differently. So there might be a city boy out here that has no idea how to raise a farm animal, right? Or, even raise a chicken, let alone not farm animal.
That
So
MRKR is
you got to learn.
fabulous. Yeah, well, listen, I sold fertilized eggs, a half a dozen for $45, 220. You left my ass off. Honestly.
Carlos laughing his way to the bank on that one. Yoda says, bring your hen over and we'll take care of the rest. This MRKR trade is just flying. This is a therapeutic company. Can't trust these stocks as far as you could throw them, but I guess this was some IPO from 2023. Doesn't even have that much data to work with. Just, Rich, if you can for me, I would do this myself, but do you have the news for this one, actually? Trade came out of like freaking nowhere, left field.
Don't mind me. I had to step out. I throw my cat out. She went harass. She kept harassing me. She wanted more, more, more. MNR. Where's the icebergs on these things? MRKR.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now on my book map.
Wow. Okay, I missed that. Did you see that big iceberg order showed up on the bid?
I just loaded it up right now. Yeah, I see it right there.
Wow. How much was that? About 100,000, a little over 100,000. When he showed up around 260, there we go. We're at
Took like a couple minutes, but that's not that long. This definitely made a great move off that iceberg.
It's going to get halted. I smell a halt.
Oh, perfect. Oh, let's see.
I smell a halt coming.
Bring out my necklace of garlic here so I don't jinx you. But
No. It's getting halted right now.
there you go. Nice.
Yep.
I saw this on my Benzinga scan. It was at some super high number. I was like, what the heck? This got to be going crazy.
Hopefully everybody got in. If you didn't chase, hopefully you chased it. If you got in around 310, should have got in when I made that call. 320. There we go. Damn. Spidey sense kicked in again.
You got coin making a move up right now. Bitcoin's not doing much right now, though. I mean, Hood is just going off again. That's at 105.
That thing's just an animal.
It's funny because like you obviously know, like, obviously Mag 7 stocks, everyone knows, but there's so many other large cap stocks that you would think people would know, but they don't always, right? Like you said, you got to learn. I think at this point, most traders in this market know of Robinhood. I think most people at this point know of Robinhood. Even if you weren't a fan of them back then, you just look at that chart. Same with Coinbase.
I know some pretty wealthy individuals that have Robinhood accounts. Like we always thought like Robinhood's for like the 18-year-olds and like, the GameStop days. No, there are people now,
They got incentives for their credit card, the Robinhood Gold Card. So it's definitely worth looking at. Oh, Barbara, nice. Barbara in on the MRKR trade there, Fausto, 305. Excellent.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful.
Bill, no problem at all, my friend. You're the one pulling the trigger. Always remember that. That QS trade's trying to go back up. It hasn't broken highs yet, but it looks like it wants to. Archer just broke a new high. That's nice.
Scoping that Weeble again.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Because I keep seeing this. It's the only cheap one that's out there that hasn't made its big move yet.
Well, it had some pop at 9 o'clock. I didn't notice that. Oh, it's out over my level also. Oh my God. I keep getting brought back to this trade. I keep losing on it. I don't want to keep taking it over and over if I lose on it, but eventually it's going to go.
What, the bull?
Eventually it's going to make that move.
Well, it's eventually people are going to know a little bit about it, and all they got to do is have to come out with just a little news. Something just has to come out, and then
If we could pull back to 1325, like we said last week, I'll try it again.
Yeah, day trading and a swing trading, you know what I mean? But like I'm looking at the candlesticks, I'm seeing, it's getting very consistent
So
greens.
that's the thing, though. Great. So on this, because I've lost a couple times on this already, and they're not big losses, but just you don't want to keep doing the same thing over if you don't have great confidence in it. This is going to be a day trade for me to start. But if this wants to make that great move that we're expecting and it pops and runs later, then you could turn that into a swing trade, right?
Right.
So
I don't know. I'm going back. Let me take a screenshot and show what I'm looking at. This is what's very interesting about the stock. Let me take a screenshot. What I'm seeing right here.
yeah, just post in the trading room.
Yeah. So it's starting to get volatile. I'll put this in the chat. There we go. So if you look at that, you'll see like it's a pretty big swing than what it used to do.
Yeah, well, so there was some news that did come out this morning, at least at the 9 o'clock move there.
Oh, really? What was the news? I could see that popped. Went from like 13 to like
Yeah,
1375.
it says the company announced it will reintroduce crypto trading to its global customer base and integrate Webull Payback into whatever they're doing. So I didn't know that they stopped doing crypto. I thought they've done that already. So that's actually pretty interesting news.
I'll buy half a lot. Let's see what happens. I'll wait. Let's see. It's backing off a little bit. ASTS holding really strong. That's been a great swing trade also. Up 7% today. A lot of earnings. We're getting to earnings week, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got today's
Merck is
Thursday.
open.
Losing track of my weekdays already.
Yeah.
Netflix after the bell today. That'll be a big name.
That stock's just been an animal.
Can they finally do a split? Are they going to finally announce a stock split this quarter?
They are. They say they made an announcement.
Oh no, I'm asking. Are they finally going to do that? Like, please, can we
They
finally
did
see one?
split once before.
Because I like trading companies that I know and that I like, but it has to have good volume, right? That's our number one criteria. Your number one criteria, of course. But hey, I love Netflix. I would love to trade them. Just gotta be
It's
cheaper.
expensive. Hope everybody got a piece of that MRKR. That was a nice little call out.
Oh yeah.
That should pay for some of you here your courses.
At like 10 o'clock in the morning, we made that call out pretty much there. So even before the halt, and even as we were talking about it at 3, up 75, 80 cents. It's crazy.
It's a lot for inexpensive stock like that.
Well, I like what we got here, and actually, this couldn't have been better for me. It's like we said earlier, we don't want to multitask and do too much at the same time. So we're setting up for our event coming up later on today, and I knew I wasn't going to be super aggressive with my own trading, so that's why it's just so nice to have Archer just go up and up. And more care, I might see another hole, Fausto. One more big pop like this, I think.
Let me see if I smell it. Not yet.
Speaking about stocks that you like, speaking about stocks that you like and that you trade them, if that was the case every time, I'd have all my money tied into Sprouts. So, do you go to Sprouts, Fausto?
No.
Pretty good store. One opened up by me like a month or two ago, and I just spend all my money there now. So,
This damn Palantir is just so pushing up.
oof, that tasted bad.
Where we own that stock? 60? I got out at like 120, 125. Now it's breaking all-time highs.
Yeah, it broke over that 150 level too, which is psychologically important.
So MRKR. It looks like you said you think of a hold. Yeah, maybe on the
Well, I'm
downside.
saying if it had one more pop. Said if it had one more pop right from that point, it did not have one more pop.
It's got an iceberg order of 43,000 right now. It's going to try to hold it at like 335.
I still smell a halt, Fausto, on this one, but not the one that we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, is this one in play? See a stock trying to set up a move, just not really too jumpy to call it out at first. If it pops, then so be it.
I took a little bit of a loss on United Healthcare. I'm glad I got out of it. That was a good loss.
Where were you in from?
I had it at 302, and I got out at like 297.
Yeah,
It started breaking that
great,
lows. You can see it went down to 280.
it's a great trade.
Great loss.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this thing is getting crushed. Just got halted. NAK. Not looking good for that one.
I was gonna say, I'm like, what the hell? It's a cheap stock. What?
Yeah, that thing's been on took a month to get from $1 to 250 and lost it all in one day.
Oh my God. The second you said those three letters, like it instantly clicked. I'm like, wait, that's such a slow moving stock normally. It's like
Yeah,
watching the
not
grass
today.
grow normally.
Everybody just literally that's a fire sale right there. Everybody just running to the doors.
So this stock moved, I think the stock moved. Oh no, it's a lie. Different. Dyslexia. Let's see what the news is on this company though. Why is it down so much? It's a mineral stock.
Remember this one? I didn't want to. If you were listening to my morning meeting, who was there? I was talking about the stock VLCN. I didn't want to put it on the watch list. It was up like 300%, and I'm like, not interested in that. Look what happened. Right, 9:30 when it was at $40. It dropped down to 23. This is what I was worried about.
You know what's interesting with this trade NAK? I thought this had to do with the oil pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
I think it actually does. So I was confusing this with another ticker, NAT, which we traded back when the whole Alaskan pipeline thing happened, right?
Uh-huh.
Actually, one of our longtime students, one of our platinum students here, or maybe diamond students, I should say, George. He's been with us for a little while. Is he here today? Nah, he's not in this morning. Shoot. He works in the gold and silver mines, and he just did a big trip actually over to Alaska. He was telling me on a coaching call. Oh, he's not here though right now. It'd be nice to have him and give some deep intel on this trade. Reopened up. This thing getting clobbered, like you said.
Just give me a second. I gotta step out for a second. I had to give something to somebody.
All right. Well, listen, we got about 10 more minutes here. So I'll just say this now for any of our members on social, stay around because coming up later on today, 12 o'clock Eastern, we have our open house webinar. So Fausto will be doing that later on and just actually post that QR code here coming up right there, just flashing up right front and center. So if you're new to our channel, new to our stream, Fausto will be right back. But just later on today, he's doing an open house just with your phone, with your cameras, scan that QR code right there to join. Then otherwise, just as a member or student in our room, you're already set. You're already getting the good stuff. Bill, Margaret, Chuck, all of us otherwise. You know what, Chuck just saying about the Sprouts thing. I've been juggling a few different things. It's been tough for me to keep my eyes on the chat at times there. So just catching Chuck's chat. Sprouts slowly replacing Whole Foods as Amazon changes degrade Whole Foods, meaning like I guess they're replacing them. Yeah, you know what's funny, Chuck? I looked last night because I was on Amazon ordering a couple regular things, and I was just looking it up for fun. I was like, oh, let me look up like a carton of milk. I was gonna go to pick up some milk anyway. So, and it was like $9.99 delivery fee. Okay, that's crazy for a freaking carton of milk. But it said Whole Foods. So I didn't even realize, because I'm not that big on Amazon shopping for groceries, that Amazon and Whole Foods even had that partnership. But It doesn't surprise me at all, though, if you're telling me that they're doing away with Whole Foods and then they're jumping on the Sprouts bandwagon there. All right. Well, listen, this NAK trade. Wow, what a bounce actually this already made. Rich, put a line at $1. Right at one. Good old $1, right? Doesn't get any cleaner than that when it comes to just a whole number acting as any resistance or support level. Here in this case, a support, but even if you got out like 15, 20 cents, that's a hell of a move. A cheap little thing. Do that on 1,000, 2,000 shares. You don't need to hold on even a year. The stock's coming off some bad news, of course, so you figure something's up. But that's where, off that $1 psychological level, it became a huge support. Archer pulling back a little bit. Hopefully, RCAT pulls back with it. The RCAT trade, we want that to drop. So if Archer goes with it, then we'll see if it ends up holding strong, at least over time. But the RCAT, I'm looking for a swing trade on that soon enough. Oh, it's got halted back up. The NAK, you just wrote there, Rich. Halted to the upside. All right, that's cool. What's the news on the NAK? Do we have the news out on it at all, Rich, or nah? Because if there's no news, then I don't want to like just smoke the hopium and that's it. But there's no news out there at all, then it's like, is there a chance that could actually make the full-fledged recovery? Better than 0%, I would say. A non-zero chance, I'd say. Rich says not seeing anything this morning from Benzinga on NAK. All right, well, we'll see. Chuck says not doing so much away with Whole Foods. They're just dumping outside brands of food and replacing with only. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, capitalizing, right? That's all. That Weeble trade's starting to go up a little bit. Listen, I'm the boy who cried wolf on that one. Fausto probably too, you'd say, but it's taken a while for that to try and make any respectable bounce for us. It's been zooming on the daily chart, Rich, for Weeble, just because it's been. Oh, just zoom out once there. Yeah. So you can kind of see from like April, May, it's just been kind of starting to flatten out. It's a well-known company. They're not going away anytime soon, and they're huge overseas in Asian markets, especially China. They just opened up an office last year in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hi, how's it going? But no, just to say though that eventually they're going to move up. You just don't want to keep losing money on trades over and over and over and over. Keep trying. There's other trades that will take your attention away that are just better, like Archer yesterday. You know what I mean? Like that was just perfect. A lot of stocks that we called out just from before also just starting to like go sideways a bit. They're just kind of starting to slow down. So not surprising as we head towards 10:30 in the morning anyway. So do one more scan. We got about 5 or 7 more minutes here before we finish up. Go over to this trade, Rich. Check out above ABVE. That was one that we had on our list from the other day. It was a pop and drop. Oh, you got bigger resistance there at 3. Look at what Rich is flashing out to all of our members inside the trading room. Well, on social too. If you're on social, you could see this too, of course, mind you. But right at $3, you got bigger resistance there, about 138,000 sitting there on the ask. I'll tell you what, juggling a couple different things here. Give me a sec. Even I got to send out a couple different coaching invitations coming up for this morning here to my students. 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, 12:30. Got a bit busy day today. Bitcoin's trying to make a small bounce right now too. So maybe throughout the day today, we'll start to get one more push back up on Bitcoin, get back up over 120,000. Yes, ABVE trades just flying. This is perfect. But you got that resistance at 3 though. So, as you head towards reversal time, normally I would say that I would expect to see stocks look to make a pop and drop from there. And then the key would be, is it going to try and hold and consolidate? And the more it does that, then there's a better chance, like a higher likelihood for this to try and make a better move. something happened with Tesla right now. Just take a look on Tesla. I don't know if this is just tiny range for it, just kind of chopping around, or maybe some news came out here recently, just starting to pull back a little bit, wiping out that just last bounce that it had. It was already trending back, now I don't say back down, but it was rounding off before the market opened. So going into the open, you saw that drop. I thought there was a chance for this to try and break higher over time, but now it looks like we're probably going to break lower, just kind of in that range throughout the morning off the highs and lows. Folks, we are going to jump off just right now. I actually need to jump onto a couple phone calls with students right even before I begin my coaching here. Listen, if you are a member just on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., just a couple of things. First and foremost, just always make sure to hit the follow and subscribe button right down below on YouTube, just right there at Cyber Trading U. We're live each and every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, but otherwise we do this very stream on Thursday mornings. That's also because we have a 35-plus year pro, Fausto Pugliese, doing an open house webinar event later on today. So if you are new to our channel as well, just make sure to hit the, or with your phone, with your camera, just scan that QR code like I brought up before. That'll get you registered for our event later on today, 12 o'clock Eastern time. You don't want to miss out on it. We're going to go over more about earnings season coming up here. So obviously we had United Airlines that had earnings today. Let's actually take a look at that, Rich, as we finish up. UAL had a pretty good pop to begin the day today. Not up a whole lot percentage-wise, but had good report. Johnson & Johnson even yesterday, they had some good earnings out yesterday. They're up 7%. And then later on today, we got a lot more next week. So we're kind of teeing you up for next week, week after. But later on today, we got Netflix. So NFLX, just huge earnings report coming out for them. Hopefully they do a stock split. That's kind of needed there. But, otherwise, we'll be back later on today, at least at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, our next, mainstream broadcast. As we do normally each and every day, will be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, just for the afternoon meeting. And then we'll go from there. All right, folks. So for all of us inside the live trading room, just stay tuned. Just keep your eyes on the chat. We're going to obviously keep making our call outs for you throughout the day. Market's not going away, at least until 4 o'clock Eastern. So, we'll be here. All right, folks. Talk to you soon.